We're here at Camelot Elementary School to talk with Dr. Karen Garza about changes for the upcoming school year calendar. Welcome.
Hello. Hi, Barbara.
So we have some calendar changes coming up. Give us an overview about what they are.
Yes, the board approved a change to our master calendar for next year, and so we will be changing to a full day Monday. And I think about 1972 we did change Mondays to be an early release day for a lot of good reasons, but today it's time for us to re-examine that, and due to particularly the bad weather and the snow days we had last year, it prompted us to look at it because we had to add 3 days beyond the advertised last day of school, and no one liked that.
Right.
So it did cause us to look and see how can we meet the state requirement of 990 hours of instruction or 180 days of instruction, and so we knew that we had to make a change. It was clear that our parents across the community, as we surveyed them, certainly had been waiting for this to change for some time. We know that many of our families, both parents are working, and the early release on Mondays was an inconvenience for them. But I think even more important than that, and certainly something our parents valued, is the fact that it does increase the instructional time for our students by well over 72 hours per year. So it's about two and a half hours of additional instruction every week. And so that was important, I think, for our entire system.
Absolutely. And the other calendar change is more of a uniform calendar for all schools?
Yes, we have changed some of our calendar structure. Largely it remains the same, except for 4 strategic planning days. We know that the early release Mondays did provide an opportunity for our elementary schools to plan together, and because that will no longer be available to them, we knew we needed to build in some opportunities to plan and collaborate throughout the school year. So we added 4 additional days for that purpose, and everyone will be throughout the system, even our middle schools and high schools, will be off for students those days, but our educational staff and central office staff will be coordinating and planning and making sure that we're well prepared to meet the needs of our students on those days.
Great. So getting back to full day Mondays, how will teachers get their planning time that they used to use during those Monday afternoons?
Well, something that we continue to hear every other year, we administer the working conditions survey, and a prevalent theme in every year that we've done that was it was very apparent that we were not providing sufficient planning time at the elementary level for our teachers, because we were using a lot of the early release days for professional development, or we were using them for other district and division-wide purposes. So this is a positive change for our teachers as well, because for the first time in FCPS history, we are making a commitment to teacher planning time at the elementary level, and we'll have that by way of policy, where all of our teachers will get at least 300 minutes of dedicated planning time, teacher directed every week, or the equivalent thereof. And so I think that's an important investment in our teachers. Our state law does not require a specific time for elementary teachers, and we know that they need the time to plan and work together and prepare for our students. So all the way around, although the timeline for the change was definitely an aggressive timeline, we've been working all summer with our elementary principals in preparation for that, and I feel like we're going to be well situated to receive students and to make those changes in September. So I believe we've made great progress this summer in planning for this change, and it's good. It's good for our teachers, it's good for our students, and certainly good for our families. So we're very excited about the change.
I think it would be really welcome. Now tell us how this works out, because I know students will also get 20 minutes of recess during the day, and we have to add some specialists into the elementary program, correct?
Yes, the cost of the change is expected to be, in terms of the greatest cost, is around $7.5 million. It may not cost us that much in the end, but worst case scenario will be about $7.5 million. Granted, that's about 0.3% of our overall budget, but it is resource that we are having to dedicate to our schools to make this work. Because in order for us to commit to ensuring that teachers have the planning time that they need, then we have to add additional staffing to the schools to supervise students and provide other opportunities for learning so teachers can have that dedicated planning time. So it does require that we staff our schools at a little bit higher level in order for us to meet our commitment.
So for example, music, PE, world languages, something?
It could be all manner of different subjects. You know, the foreign language in the elementary schools, which is something a lot of our schools have that more have been wanting for some time. This is the opportunity to add that. We know that in some cases additional science lab teachers are being added. So it's really up to the individual mission or school improvement plan of the particular school. But in terms of the student's experience, it could be additional time in reading, in mathematics, and some of the core subject matter. But from a logistical standpoint, from a principal's perspective, they do have to add additional opportunities for students to go to other specialist types of teachers to cover the planning time.
How can parents find out more about Full Day Mondays?
We have a landing page on our website that has a lot of different information for our parents. There's a frequently asked questions document that does give more specific information around different aspects of this and how one might find out more about it. But each of our elementary principals will be reaching out to parents to let them know of their unique schedule and what parents might expect in terms of the change at their specific child's school. So they could be looking to hear from the principal of their elementary school, but certainly feel free to go to our website and seek out more information as well.
Well, it does sound like a win-win for everybody, and we'll be visiting with you later in the fall to see how it's rolling out.
Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you.